In 1994, William Gray and John Stephen Methuen of the Cambridge Footlights hit our screens with a pilot that would later be referred to as the sensation that was N.I.C.K. Originally dubbed Toad in the Hole, screened to a small BBC Two audience at 11 p.m. The show was a hit and commissioned by Richard Curtis for 4 seasons. The show aired under the new alias N.I.C.K, and it was time for a reform.
I first started about 4 episodes into the original N.I.C.K. It started off obviously originally with Steve. Everyone knows that because he's sort of the founder of it. Steve, Dan and Chris. I sort of started the show about the time where our friend Nick Denny's actually got killed. It was, well, I say our friend, it was more Steve's friend, and that's kind of what the name is about. We've homaged to him.
Obviously, you know, friend, a lot of people have called Nick Denny's our friend. We didn't actually know him originally, and to be honest, N.I.C., which stands for New in Comedy Capers, Capers spelled with a K, the reason we came up with that acronym for the title of the show is based around Nick Denny's, and we didn't know Nick Denny's, well, we didn't know him at all, but over time we grew to love him.
But yeah, I started doing about 4 episodes in when I was basically just brought in to fill the void that he left, really, and I hope I did the job. I don't know, Steve seemed happy with it, and obviously that's how the new N.I.C.K formed.
No, we didn't really know him, and yeah, that basically the lack of knowledge about him was what intrigued us, and that was what made him funny.
So
this sounds awful now.
So what's different about the new N.I.C. to the old N.I.C.?
HD. That's pretty much the thing now, because HD is such a revelation. We thought, let's go for stuff that looks good. Also, it's now just me and Steve just doing it because the others, well, either left or we've fired them. For example, Chris, he was stealing.
Chris was stealing.
And Dan just moved on. Basically, he's gone on to real things now. He just stage productions.
Dan went off to the West End, and yeah, and we brought Will in. He was actually in a few, you know, of the original N.I.C. sketches. But yeah, we brought him in as a full-time member, and yeah, and he did pretty well with it. So yeah, up until the moment where it all fell apart.
Yeah, we argued, and yeah, it was hard sometimes. We just didn't know where the sketch was going, if it was going to be funny, and it's a lot of pressure. I mean, especially when there's just 2 of us on the road. We had to share beds.
But Will really seemed to have a problem with me, and I'm not sure whether it was the homosexuality or anything like that.
Just, it wasn't the male thing, okay? There's been lots of rumours that I'm homophobic, and that because of that, that's why the rift started. It's just, no, it was just the amount. There was so many of them. I mean, one time it'd be Thai, Chinese, Indian, and again, not racist. There's nothing against those ethnicities, but it was like he was bringing a range of takeaways back.
They'd take me out for dinner. You know, they'd comb my hair. They were very loving and gentle, and sex was just a very, very small part of it. But that the sex was. But yeah, Will seemed to have just this massive problem with it, and he never liked it at all. Like, walked in on me one time and I was doing the Lotus.
What I saw that day in his dressing room was just, I don't know, I wish I could take it back.
And yeah, and his face after that, he just dropped, and he wouldn't act the same, you know, with me anytime when he looked at me, and it was always like somehow that image was implanted into his head.
But the position he was in was inhuman, and what was in him was inhuman, and it was not good. And I'm not a homophobe, but 4 men should not be doing that.